This just in, Stephen Colbert's ratings have reached record-breaking lows. There's a good chance so have Jimmy Kimmel's, even though his numbers are hidden for now. And yet, somehow, it still gets worse for late-night TV. You see, the FCC just got involved again, and they're declaring equal time applies to the comics of a dying genre.
It's a round world, my friends, and if you think this is how you're going to proceed, one day there's going to be a Democrat who's going to put somebody in charge of the FCC.
Hello, folks, and happy Monday. Welcome back yet again. Are you thawing yet? Across most of the United States, it's freezing out there. No, I don't think you're thawing. I think it's still really, really cold. Hey, folks, it's not cold here. We got hot news off the press. Click the like button, drop a comment down below, and let's get started undressing the reality that is late night. Marvin Montanero has this one out of thatparkplace.com. If you're not yet bookmarked to it, well, you should be. Stephen Colbert ratings collapse to record lows as Late Show nears cancellation. The Stephen Colbert ratings freefall has reached an undeniable breaking point. As the Late Show with Stephen Colbert approaches its already announced cancellation, the program is now posting record low January numbers, marking one of the steepest late-night declines in recent television history. Now, of course, I probably don't have to tell you, you know what they'll blame it on. The mainstream going extinct dinosaur media, they're not going to blame it on Colbert. Oh, no. Oh, it's Barry Weiss's fault, CBS's fault somehow. According to Nielsen data reported this week, Colbert's show is averaging roughly 285,000 viewers in the crucial 25 to 54 demographic, putting it on track for its worst January performance ever in the category that advertisers actually care about. With just months left before the curtain closes for good, the ratings trajectory suggests viewers have been checking out long before CBS formally pulled the plug. So it's looking like what CBS has done, undoing Stephen Colbert, was the right choice to make. The question then is, okay, if Colbert and his nonstop ranting against the Orange Godzilla, if that's tanked his ratings, well, what about Jimmy Kimmel? After all, the fanfare and the interest levels for Jimmy and his recent attempts to be canceled, surely that's dying down, the flames no longer as strong? Well, folks, we believe that's probably true. And as it's true, I just want to go back to CNN for a minute. I want to show you Julie Reginski. Julie, recently, she was talking about how Scott Jennings has got to go away, right? Just CNN's got to get him off the air. And the reason she said that is because Scott Jennings owned her on CNN. I'm going to connect this to late night in just a second, but I want to play for you what Julie had to say when Jimmy Kimmel was about to be pulled from the air. When Jimmy Kimmel was being pulled off the air by ABC, here's what Julie had to say. And when you listen to what she has to say, I'm going to tie it in. Hang tight. Here she is.
Well, I'm a free speech absolutist, so I think Jimmy Kimmel should be able to say whatever he wants to say, and the market can decide whether it wants Jimmy Kimmel to say it or not. In other words, if Jimmy Kimmel's ratings are awful, then Disney has every right to cancel him, but that's not why they got rid of him. They got rid of him because Donald Trump made it clear he doesn't like to be made fun of, as he said consistently, both before and after this.
And you all know that the reality was that he lied about a national tragedy and he got called on it by the affiliates. Continue playing.
Look, I'll just caution my friends on the right who are gloating over this. It's a round world, my friends. And if you think this is how you're going to proceed, one day there's going to be a Democrat who's going to put somebody in charge of the FCC. And that person is going to make a call to Lachlan Murdoch, and he's going to say, hey, if you want your station groups to have any kind of access to Fox on broadcast, maybe get rid of Greg Gutfeld over on Fox News, right?
Of course, the FCC has no sway over cable news. Now, I'm not going to tell you whether or not the FCC acted correctly when they allegedly pressured for Kimmel to be taken off the air. What I'm going to do is I'm going to tie two of the things she said now directly to news that's happening literally right now. You ready for it? Question number one, if it is that Jimmy Kimmel should be removed if he performs poorly. Stephen Colbert is in a ratings collapse to record lows. What do you want to bet that Jimmy Kimmel is also seen a decline? Why would it just happen to Colbert? Do you think people are suddenly flooding on over to Kimmel and leaving Colbert bare with the ratings? I think not. I think that probably what's happening to Colbert might be happening to Kimmel as well. And then the second thing she talks about, the FCC. Be careful what you wish for. Well, Julie, wouldn't you like to know about this? From Christian Toto out of Hollywood and Toto. We love having Christian Toto on the channel. Get to have him on every once in a while. He's a fantastic pundit. Get over to HollywoodInToto.com. This is the big one, folks. The FCC is enforcing equal time now on late night. Let's read about it. It says why Jimmy Kimmel won't pounce on easy ratings boost. Comic propagandists may run afoul of FCC equal time guest rule. And this truly could tank the ratings for Colbert and for Kimmel and make it questionable. Why would CBS and ABC continue to do this? Jimmy Kimmel needs us again, says Christian Toto. The far-left Jimmy Kimmel Live host features a parade of Democratic guests on his ABC showcase. It's been that way for some time, and other late-night shows offer a similar lack of ideological diversity. Does the world need 4 segments with Senator Bernie Sanders on The Late Show? There he is on Colbert, right? There he is on Colbert. And he'll be on Kimmel next. You know, the water is wet, says Christian Toto. We agree, the sky is blue. Late-night progressives only invite fellow Democrats on their talk shows. You can see that stat. 99% of the guests on ABC, CBS, NBC, and Comedy Central late night, 99% are Democrats. 99%. Now the FCC is warning that these shows must give equal time to opposing candidates ahead of the midterms. Look out ratings. This could get bad because either A, Colbert and Kimmel have to have equal time, and you know that if a conservative gets on there, they're going to have a field day with these guys, or B, what would happen is they would have to stop having political guests whatsoever, and once you pull that lever, nobody is going to tune in to either Colbert or Kimmel because that's all they are there for anymore. It's not late night, it's not comedy, it's not funny, it's not pleasant, it's political every single time. It says a decades-old federal law requiring any FCC licensed broadcaster that lets a political candidate appear on its airwaves to also offer equal opportunities to all other candidates running for the same office. The law exempts bona fide newscasts and news interviews from the equal time rule. Most libertarians would balk at applying this rule, many conservatives too. Kimmel, who milked his 2025 suspension for misleading viewers about the alleged deleter of Charlie Kirk, played the victim card again after the FCC news broke. He needs Americans to save his show just like they did last time, or so he claimed. Folks, go read the article. It's fantastic. It's phenomenal. But here's what you need to know. If the FCC actually goes through with this and says to Kimmel and Colbert, no, you must give equal air. You must, if you're going to host Bernie, then you got to have somebody on the right come on in. You got to do it. You got to allow it. JD, come on down. And you know that there is no way that Kimmel is going to give JD Vance a chance to come on his show. You know he's not going to give Republicans a chance to go on there and have a conversation. He's afraid of it. 2, he can't manipulate it. And 3, it's just going to be the kind of thing that his viewers are not tuning in for. But guess what? Colbert, whose ratings are absolutely at record lows and probably thus then too Kimmel's, do you really think that they can survive if they don't have political guests on their show? Can they make it? Are there enough celebrities? These guys have already had to cut down on their musical guests because the budgets are being slashed. We reported on this just a while ago that Jimmy Kimmel, Disney has slashed his musical performances down to 2 days a week. The budgets are being reduced, ladies and gentlemen. They can't make it without this. They're supposed to be MS Now. And the reason that MS Now and CNN can do what they do, same thing with Fox News, is because they're not governed by the FCC, because they're not on the nation's airwaves. They don't use the network airwaves that ABC, CBS, and NBC get to do. They get to use that because you give it to them. You, of course, e pluribus unum, you are the government is you, and you loan out those airwaves to these networks as opposed to the cable channels. And thus the cable channels are simply private organizations that get to do whatever they want to do. None such of that is true for the comedians who are not funny. And so, folks, we are looking at a, train reaching an immovable object. And I'm going to say that if a train is reaching an immovable object, it's going to be the train that loses. The train is Colbert, Kimmel, to a lesser degree Fallon. And those guys are going to be running to the FCC, and the FCC says, you're not going to play the game you've been playing. We'll see how that goes. I happen to think it's going to result in record-breaking lows for late night. And given what's going on with their coverage of Minnesota, I'm okay with that. I'd like a little less chaos, please. All right, folks, that is the video for this day, this cold, frigid day. Hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for coming our way. A little shorter than usual, but it's plenty packed with the kind of info you need to let your friends know what's really going on. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it's your turn. Go from being a passive viewer of the channel to an active participant in sending it out everywhere across the fruited plains of YouTube. Click like, share, subscribe. And if you see that hype button, the time is always ripe to hit the hype. We're working on getting that subscription from you. We hope we do so. Folks, until the next time, we have the honor, the pleasure, and the privilege of spending time together. Keep learning, keep growing, and as always, keep having fun.
So, I see you've stooped to a new low.
A new low? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm on a new high. I'm flying on sunbeam light. You might say I have sparkles and protons in my eyes.
Right. Well, everyone's gonna see straight through this. Packing Protons gives the Pro Channel a ton of money to watch terrible movies and, well, you want in on it.
Yeah, and your point?
It's obviously a grift. It's blatant. It's cardboard and Sharpie. It's over the top. It's
so me.
Yeah, it's very much you.
And do you know the best part?
No.
I actually love bad movies. They're all I watch. I could sit lifelessly with joy watching these things, and packing will pay me money to do what I already enjoy into the wee little mornings of every day. Ah, sweet birdemic and garbage pail kids back to back. I know one little troll who's not gonna sleep tonight.